Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Chile. We're standing in front of the gate of Cerro Tololo Inter-American Observatory. The sign there says AURA, that stands for Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy, which runs Cerro Tololo. They sign our paychecks. This is showing a house just inside the gate, and then we'll swing around and give you a panorama of the city. In the distance there is Coquimbo, our sister city. And if we do a close-up here, you can see our tennis court there with a couple of our employees playing tennis. Now we'll pull back, and again there's Coquimbo in the horizon. It's a bit hazy today though, so you can't see very clearly. And these are all the rooftops of La Serena. There are about 100,000 people living in La Serena and another 100,000 in Coquimbo, so it's a fairly good size area. In the distance there on the horizon, the blue is the Pacific Ocean, of course, and if you look closely, the white there are the waves breaking on the shore. This is quite a wide bay. All of that actually is the bay of La Serena. And at this far end, there's a kind of an outcropping, a point of rocks that we like to take hikes on occasionally called Teatinos. This is our access road from the town up to the observatory. So we'll get in our car and take a drive up through the compound toward our house. The compound has about 27 houses, and nearly all of them are occupied at the moment, so they've got quite a few U.S. hires here and their families. We'll come to a fork in the road up here, and the road to the right goes down the hill, and there are about half a dozen houses down there, along with the swimming pool and the tennis court and another gate to enter and exit the compound. We'll take a fork to the left here and go up to the top of the hill. Straight ahead are the main office buildings, and then now straight ahead is a workshop, a garage. They have carpentry shops and metalworking shops and a garage for the vehicles. And then on the right there's a few crates there that you see. That's our warehouse, the shipping and receiving department. The ride gets a little bit bumpy here occasionally, but hopefully you can make out the houses. They're kind of a drab green to blend in with the surroundings. Some of the people tend to complain about the closeness of living on the compound, but I think it's all in your attitude, how determined you are to get out and mix with the rest of the community. I find it to be a good compromise. Coming up here on the right, you'll see a boat. A friend of ours has a boat and a couple of catamarans. He's quite a sailing enthusiast, so we like him a lot. And that's just a gardener walking down the hill. Now we're approaching the very top of the compound, the end of the line, as our neighbor Betty likes to call it. She refers to us as the top of the hill gang. So we're an exclusive club, at least we think so. That's Betty's house straight ahead. Now we'll swing around the corner and take a look at our house, which is Casa 19. You can see our screen porch there. Straight ahead is the water tank for the compound. My cactus garden. And we'll park and take a little tour of the house. Okay, here we are at the playground right across from our house. By the way, the music that you hear playing in the background is that of the native Indians in the Andes. It's typical to hear that here. And unfortunately, a lot of the people in the cities don't care much for it. They don't find it sophisticated, but I find it quite interesting. We'll walk over toward our house now and take a little bit of a tour around the outside. There are 3 houses here on the top of the compound. There's us on the left, and then just out of the picture to the right is the house belonging to Betty and Victor Blanco. Dr. Blanco used to be the director of Cerro Tololo for many years, but he went back to he decided he wanted to work on his science. He went back to being an astronomer. And his wife Betty is working here as a research assistant. The two of them are ready to retire in another 3 years or so. Our third neighbor is Tom. He's a middle-aged bachelor, but he has a 16-year-old foster son living with him who is quite a handful at times, but we're pretty fond of him anyway. So this is the front side of our house that faces toward the ravine. There's some pampas grass we dug up from up the river. I have a bit of a problem gardening the way I'd like to here because I don't know the names of so many of the plants. So many of the bushes and trees and flowers are different from anything I've seen or worked with before. And even if I recognize what they are, I don't have any idea what the Spanish name is for them. That's not generally something you can look up in the dictionary, so it's a bit frustrating. I often end up just pointing at things when I'm talking with my gardener and trying to explain what I'd like to do, and he probably thinks I'm a moron, but I'm afraid that's the best I can do at this point. And here's the steps into our front door. You'll see straight ahead on the corner of the house is a poinsettia tree. Can you believe how big it is? I'd never seen an actual tree, but it's really quite lovely when it's in bloom. And this is the side of our house. A few assorted trees and bushes. There's a road that goes alongside outside the compound there. And now we'll look over toward Cerro Grande, which the name means big hill. That's quite original. It's the largest hill that's close to into the city here. We have a couple of storage sheds here that we can keep our tools and bicycles in, so that's real handy. And here's my cactus garden again. I bought a few things like Christmas cactus and a few other things that I don't know the name of in local stores, but several, a type of aloe plant and some barrel cactus we simply drove out into the countryside and dug up. It's quite prolific since we do live right on the edge of the desert here. You have to be awfully careful handling them, though. They can get vicious if you're not using some kind of gloves or something to handle them with.